I have a surprise for you. Becoming a senior citizen is full of surprises. To begin with, most of us never expected to get this old. Oh, we knew that eventually everybody was going to get old, but for a long, long time, we didn't think it would happen to us. And then all of a sudden, surprise, it happened. It wasn't as far off as we thought it would be. It was upon us. We're senior citizens. Do you want to feel real old? Well, chew on this. Did you know that 63 years ago, JFK was shot? And also, Neil Armstrong walked on the moon 57 years ago. Elvis died 49 years ago. And the Berlin Wall came down 36 years ago. Where has time gone? Life seems to just go on forever for us, and then all of a sudden it doesn't. What a wonderful ride it's been, but that ride is starting to slow down. And as we look in the rearview mirror, the road that we traveled seems to be fading away. Our work, our career, our life's work is behind us now. And our youthfulness is gone. We're feeling the aches and pains of age. Our children have grown and moved out. They've moved on. They have their own careers. They have their own families. They have their own children. Sometimes it can feel like we're just so alone and forgotten, as if life has just left us behind. And I suppose if we're honest, the truth is the world doesn't really need us anymore. It doesn't really care about us anymore. Our time has come and gone. It's the new generation's time. Well, maybe our youthful and productive phase is gone. I don't know. Maybe it is. But we can still contribute. At some level, we can contribute. Maybe not like we used to do. But we aren't dead. We're still breathing. We might be fading away into the sunset, but we're still casting a shadow. We're still erect and walking. And we're breathing. And as long as we can breathe, we can contribute. Not to the same level that we may have when we were younger, when we had a job and a career, but by helping out in many different ways, helping those that are in need. Have you ever considered volunteer work? Being a volunteer worker? Did you know that seniors comprise about 30% of the volunteer workforce? 30%, that's a lot. And volunteer work is really good for senior citizens. It gives us purpose. It gives us social position. We feel like we belong because we really do belong. And there's such a wide spectrum of volunteer work out there. There's something that you can do for anyone, for everyone, and anybody can fit into that. You can volunteer at your church. The church is always looking for volunteer work. You can volunteer at hospitals. They have all sorts of things they need for people to do. Animal shelters will use you. They'll never turn you away. There's community help organizations like food banks and libraries and state welcome centers. There's homeless shelters and food lines you can work at. And then there's mentoring services, partnership in education, where you can work at a school. You can help a teacher grade papers, or you can just read books to children. Then there's community helpers. You can be a park litter squad, or you can sit at their gate and collect money for people to come into the park. You can be in a museum and be an attendant there and teach people how to do things. Be a tour guide in the museum. You can be an attendant at a civic center theater where they have musicals. There's just myriad things that you can do as a senior citizen, just begging for you to do. How about serving your country? And I've got a perfect job for you for that. How about joining the Coast Guard Auxiliary Program? Look, I spent 33 years in the Coast Guard on active duty, and I can tell you that the auxiliary program offers seniors a sense of community and self-worth, and you'll feel like you're contributing to the community again. Now, what are the responsibilities of the Coast Guard Auxiliarist? Easy. It's recreational boating safety. You conduct classes on boating safety. You conduct boat safety inspections, and you help people learn how to make their boats safer so they don't get in trouble when they're out in the water. You provide general help and information to the public on that topic. But it's not limited to that. You can also help the local marine safety office when they have environmental problems. They might need you to help them clean up. And if you're really lucky, you can help out in a search and rescue station. If you have your own boat and you know what you're doing, they could use you to do that. Now, what are the requirements to join the Coast Guard Auxiliary? Easy. You must be a U.S. citizen. And I take it, if you're watching this, you probably are. You must be at least 17 years of age, but there's no age limit. You could be 98 years old as long as you can do the job and you want to volunteer, go for it. Now, you do have to pass a background test, but if you flip hamburgers today in America, you got to pass a background check. You can join the local Coast Guard Auxiliary just by calling your local Coast Guard Flotilla and asking them, what can I do? How do I do this? And they'll walk you through the whole process. Volunteer work can be rewarding for senior citizens. Not only do you help the community and those people in need, but you help yourself. You benefit from it. It gives you purpose. Being active makes you healthier, and it gives you a sense of satisfaction, and it makes you happier. If you have nothing to do, you can get grumpy, and nobody likes grumpy old people. Not even grumpy old people like grumpy old people. So find something you can volunteer at, and it will give you a sense of purpose and a sense of happiness. Now, if you want to feel important again, if you want a sense of accomplishment and self-worth, volunteer to help in your local community. Your life will be happier. You'll wake up with a smile, knowing that you still count and that you do something that helps people. Now you want to do it. Let me see a show of hands. Who's going to volunteer? Come on, you want to. You've got this.